welcome to Sir Kenneth's Talk Show. Good day and welcome back to this new edition of Sir Kenneth's Talk Show. Today we're going to be exploring the sports segment. Yes, that's right, we're going to be talking about sports today. And in order to do so, I need a special guest to accompany me during this episode. But before we begin, please you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content from Sir Kenneth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to my show, Le Hopi. He's here today to talk about sports, but most recently the Ballon d'Or that just passed, and the Fury versus Ngannou fight. Le Hopi, welcome to my show.
Thank you for inviting me here today, and I feel very honored to be the sports guest for tonight. So I hope it's going to be a very great video.
Okay, I really do hope so too. I really do hope so. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll go straight into the Ballon d'Or. So the Ballon d'Or was 2 weeks ago or 1 week, well, a few days ago, I can't really remember, and it was actually my first time to watch the entire ceremony from red carpet to they awarded the last trophy. So it was really a great experience, I must say, and a first experience. And I would like us to really talk about your impressions about this event, this ceremony that took place in Paris, France. I would like to begin with the red carpet impressions. Okay, well, the Ballon d'Or is the biggest ceremony as far as football is concerned. So I really expected the red carpet to be big, large, when you watch the Oscars, the Grammys. Yeah, but it wasn't that big. It was okay, but it wasn't really that big. So what are your impressions about the red carpet at the Ballon d'Or ceremony?
I can't really say, football is a very humble sport, not for guys who show off and so on. So the red carpet not being too extravagant in their way, they kept it simple. Everyone was just passing. They kept it simple. They had their 2 photo shoot stands, and so I didn't really expect much here, since you are a very familiar guy with the American awards, so you watch it, and even though it was very simple, and let's keep it honest, it was very clean for me.
Okay, if you say so, it was very simple. And also, still about the red carpet, I never knew footballers could also have a sense of fashion. I was really impressed, especially with this one young footballer, Bellingham, and his outfit. It was one for the books. Do you agree?
To be honest, you were not surprised alone. When I saw it, I was like, I didn't even notice the lower body, but it's later on that I caught on, and I was like, is he coming for a photo shoot or I don't know. He has a good sense of drip. Yes, everyone has noticed that, but he came on the red carpet. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to show off to everyone and so on. Everybody came and was well dressed, so he was just way too much in it.
Okay, well, we'll just say that's his style, and really that's not my business what he decides to dress like. But okay, let's go to the categories, to the various categories at the Ballon d'Or. How many categories are there at the Ballon d'Or ceremony?
There is Men's Club of the Year, Women's Club of the Year, Female Ballon d'Or, Male Ballon d'Or, the Gerd Müller Trophy, and there's the Socrates Award and the Copper Trophy for the youngest player. So those are all the awards that were there tonight. And especially the main event, which everyone waited, was the Ballon d'Or for the male side.
Okay, you listed are you sure? Are those all, or those are the ones you remember?
Those are all.
Okay, those are all. And so I also noticed that there are not a lot of categories at the ceremony. There are not a lot of categories as compared to other award shows around the world. The categories are not very many, and that's not even an issue. But my worry is I noticed that I know it's a male dominated sport, but I noticed that there are very few categories for the females, female footballers, apart from the best female club and the female Ballon d'Or. I don't know, is there any other category for female footballers at the ceremony?
I don't think there is. They try more and more to show to the world that football is not only for men, because I think last season there was a female World Cup that was going on, and they had the greatest attendance compared to the previous year. So this year they really put effort in, and so they try to also keep the Ballon d'Or, the awards very competitive. So that's why there are not so many. So to make the players know that okay, this season you have to go all out to be among, so that when you are rewarded, you really prove to everyone that you kill the competitiveness.
Okay, so they are trying to have better film representation at the event as the years go by. That's what you say. Okay. All right. So another thing I noticed is that at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, the winners are so predictable. They're very predictable by everybody. Like 90%, like 100% of people knew who was going to win the Ballon d'Or, and that's same for all the other categories. I mean, we watched it together. You could tell all at every category you make every person you predicted was going to win actually won. I don't know why is it so predictable, because when I watch the Oscars or the Grammys or even our Canal d'Or, for instance, no one really knows who's going to win until the envelope is opened or on that stage. But it's not really the same for, I don't know, why is it so predictable? Just tell me.
So all I can say is that you can see throughout the season all the player statistics, how they performed and so on. I can say like 1 week or 2 weeks before the ceremony of the Ballon d'Or, there's some leaks, like rumors, which go around on the internet saying this person has won this award. And like the more you see, don't want to believe, and the more you look at the player statistics, you're like, he can really be capable of winning it. Like there's really no competition. Like everything is displayed in the stats, even though everyone has his opinion, has his or her opinion to share to the world, and all that is decided by the journalists around the world. So we can't really influence the journalists. They vote, and we're just there to see the outcome.
Yeah, I was getting to that part about the journalists who vote for the winners. So I saw the votes after the ceremony. A few days after the ceremony, the votes came out. They were published online. I don't know if those were legit numbers, but the Ballon d'Or, Lionel Messi, who won the award, he had 400 and something votes, if I'm not mistaken, and the person after him came with like 100 less than 400.
300 something,
Yeah. So do you think these numbers are legit, or you think they're rigged?
The votes are given by journalists. I think there are 100 journalists around the world who vote, and I don't know whether they go by continent or by country. I don't know for that, but there are some votes, like they show you the vote of an Argentinian journalist, for example. The first on his list, Lionel Messi. Second is still an Argentinian player, Lautaro Martinez. And the third can be the young star from City, Julian Alvarez. Now the fourth can come in now, Erling Haaland, who finished second at the Ballon d'Or. So, and the same goes for Norwegian journalists who voted. So they've put as their first place, obviously, Erling Haaland. So I can say it is not really rigged, but they favor their players, of course, and they put it in such a way that when you will look at it and be like, it's a bias decision. But when you look at the stats, the more and more you believe, like, okay, it made some sense. Why not? Let's just accept it the way it is, like that. So I can say it is 30% rigged. I can't really say anything.
Are the journalists worldwide, or just in specific countries?
They're worldwide.
Worldwide. So do you think that the journalists who vote, who come from the countries of these big players, are there more journalists in those countries as compared to other countries?
That's what we don't really know, since there are 100 journalists around the world and there are more than 100 countries in the world. So I can't really know how they share the proportions.
Okay. All right. Were you happy with Lionel Messi winning the award?
To be 100% real with you, I'm a big Man City fan for the past years. And with the season Erling Haaland had, and Kevin De Bruyne and the whole Man City squad, I am not. How can I say? Messi winning was. I was like, the stats show that Haaland was. I think no, they were tied. I can say they were tied on the stats, on the numbers, by like 1 or 2 goals difference. But now the season, Erling Haaland had a fantastic season, like winning the first Champions League for City in the European campaign, a first treble in their history. But Messi too waited for that World Cup, and the World Cup is a real major boost for the Ballon d'Or because his team, he had a solid team spirit, and that year was really the year for Argentina. Talking about the trophies they won, so Messi was like, "I'm coming here to win everything," and he showed to the world he won the World Cup. Even though the way he played, there were a lot of penalties, and so I don't want to get into that, but I don't feel I'm not. I'm happy for him though, and so but I'm a City fan. I feel really bad for Alan. Hope he shows next season that he can be a real contender for the number one place.
Currently, after Cristiano Ronaldo, who else? Which other players do you root for? Like,
Player who plays football and I see and I'm like, how does he do it? There is Kevin De Bruyne, our Manchester City midfielder, who's currently wounded, so he hasn't played for the past, I can say, 2 months. So we're waiting for his return in 1 month. Like his vision on the field, his passes, his capacity of scoring in and out of the box, like he's a real danger for the opponent team. So that's my really the second player that I really root for after Cristiano Ronaldo.
okay, that's great. Well, I'm always rooting. I'm not a big sports person, you know that, but I'm always rooting for everybody black. So I'm rooting for all African teams, all African players, and Mbappe. Mbappe is like my top player right now. So, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that was it for the first part of our video. Please stay tuned, and we'll be right back after the break. So we're gonna proceed with the second part of our talk today, which is the Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury fight. So, what were your general impressions about this fight that took place a few weeks ago?
The fight was really awesome. Someone who doesn't box, 6 months training, comes and really entertains us with the world heavyweight champion in the category. So we really saw an impressive fight, even though at the end the champion remained champion. So even like that, we were still very entertained, and each person had his or her opinions at the end of the match.
Speaking about opinions, there were a lot of public figures who made statements on their social media pages. I mean, Joel Embiid said, "No fucking way, Francis got robbed." LeBron James said, "Exactly why I don't watch boxing. Come on, man." Chance the Rapper said, "Francis won." Mike Tyson said, "The true champ of the evening, Francis Ngannou. So proud how you performed." DJ Drogba said, who's the winner, Francis Ngannou?" So, do you think that Francis deserved to win? I know everybody. I'm from Cameroon. We are Cameroonians. Everybody in Cameroon was rooting for Francis Ngannou. Do you think he deserved to? I didn't watch the fight. Unfortunately, there was no light at my place. Do you think Francis was robbed off of his win?
I'm not really into boxing. In fact, I'm less than an amateur. Like for any person who really watched the fight, everybody could have seen at some point the champ felt cornered, really cornered, to started giving illegal his like an elbow on Francis Ngannou's head, our champion. And so even though the champion, I don't think he was aiming for a knockout during the match. I don't think he could have given a knockout. He was really aiming for points. While Francis Ngannou, on the other hand, I think he was aiming for the knockout. And even though we really saw and felt, everyone felt it that the champion was cornered, and they couldn't just be like, he's a newcomer, he can't come and beat our top entertainer in the world of sports. And I want to make a reference to an anime for all our anime fans. The anime Baki, there's this kung fu champion, Seikin Retsu, who leaves China to go to the United States to learn boxing. And he says he wants to show to the world that 4,000 years of kung fu can really destroy 150 years of boxing. And he went and became champion in that category. So I don't know. maybe Francis Ngannou was really unlucky that night, but the whole world saw how our champ fought, Francis Ngannou, and how everyone was like, okay, Tyson Fury won, but we know who the real winner is.
Okay. Another thing I had to say to ask about this whole fight issue is, in sports in general, most people tend to believe that there's a lot of racism going on in the field of sports, not only in boxing, football, in most sports worldwide. There is some degree of racism going on. Do you think Francis Ngannou's laws had to do with racism?
I didn't really think it was directed towards racism. It was more, it's my opinion, it was more directed in the sense that somebody can leave another discipline, which was MMA, and come and train for 6 months and want to beat the champion who has been reigning there. And I don't think Tyson Fury has ever lost a battle. So they're more in that sense, but I don't really see the racism impact in the fight, even though it was a really announced event worldwide. It's like millions of people were watching the fight and really expected a real cliffhanger at the end, even though they were not surprised. So I don't really think racism had something to do in it. But so Tyson Fury won, and that was the final outcome of the night.
Okay, so they said Tyson Fury won, but in my opinion, from the reviews and though I didn't watch the fight, from the reviews I had and the online videos I saw, in my opinion, I believe Ngannou won, like most people believe. But they just declared him the winner, but I don't think he was the actual winner. I mean, they keep on saying that he has never lost a battle. I mean, did he know in my opinion, he lost this last battle, okay? And I think if you look at a picture of Tyson Fury and a picture of Ngannou one day after your fight, you clearly tell who beat whose ass during that fight. Okay, so I don't know. It's just my opinion that Francis won, and I'm sure I'm not alone with that opinion. Okay, so yeah, so that's about the fight, and they said they might have a rematch. I don't know if there's a date set, but I think both of them have said that they might have a rematch. Are you looking forward to it?
For the rematch, obviously, and I hope it's going to be 100% more entertaining than their previous fights. So we really hope if there's a rematch, I think it's Ngannou was more of the rematch than Tyson Fury. And I think they really made him, in fact, I can't say they made him win, but he won because he has another fight in December with his challenger who was there that night watching the match. And it was, I think the decision at the end was more in the direction of promoting the event of December. Like, they couldn't have said, okay, Ngannou won, the champ has been beaten, and promote the fight of a champion who was recently beaten by an amateur in the discipline to come and fight in December. So I really think it was more, since the sport is really for entertainment purposes, they are there to entertain us. So I really think it was more intended in that direction.
Speaking about those who were in attendance, Cristiano Ronaldo was in attendance. Ye, aka Kanye West, was in attendance. Do you think the big names who were there were they there for Tyson Fury or Francis Ngannou?
I'm going to keep it 100% real. Cristiano Ronaldo, I can say he's a big fan of Francis Ngannou, and most of the celebrities that were there tonight came for the entertainment, of course, since it was a very worldwide event, knowing that I was a champion of the discipline. Tyson Fury was fighting tonight against an amateur, a former MMA champion or UFC, I don't know. But they really, really promoted that fight for a lot of celebrities to come and watch, and so that's why they were a lot in attendance that night.
That was it. That's about that for today. Lohopi, thank you for coming to my show. It was a pleasure having you.
It was nice being on the set tonight, and I really hope you people are Cristiano Ronaldo fans.
Yeah, I hope you all are Cristiano Ronaldo fans. Until then, please see you next time for another episode of Circle Show. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Bye. Peace.